Today on Week in Review, a lightning strike was blamed for a northern power outage. BC Hydro made some proposals to Prince Rupert and Prince George. And a family is trying to get justice for a slain loved one. Hello, I'm Helen Asante, and thanks for joining us here on Week in Review, where we cover all the news here in the Northwest from this past week. A powerful lightning strike is being blamed for a sudden power outage across Northwest BC late last week. A lightning hit hydro infrastructure, knocking out power to several parts of the region and affecting over 45,000 customers. CFTK's Jaylee Matthews has more.
Here in the streets of Terrace, traffic lights went dark, leaving drivers to navigate intersections without any traffic control. We saw growing congestion and slight confusion as vehicles cautiously made their way through. Retailers and local shops were also affected, with many forced to close or pause operations due to the outage. Hydro representative David Mosher had this to say.
At 4:12 p.m. on Thursday, 12th of June, lightning strikes caused the transmission lines between Prince George and Terrace, which then split to Kitimat in the south, Prince Rupert further west, and north to Bob Quinn, to fault out of service, resulting in power outages to all communities between Vanderhoof and the west coast. Crews were immediately dispatched and began the repair and restore process. With customer numbers this large, once repairs are complete, we have to bring the communities back online in stages to avoid overloading the system. In this instance, all customers were restored by 6 p.m.
Residents are reminded to report any downed lines or hazards and to stay indoors during active storms. In an effort to bring more energy and electricity in the north, BC Hydro is proposing to develop new transmission lines and infrastructure between Prince Rupert and Prince George, as well as some additional upgrades. BC Hydro says it's necessary due to the significant growth in economic development and demand in Northwest BC. They say the North Coast is seeing significant growth in many areas, including ports, mining, hydrogen, technology, and liquefied natural gas, and the potential demand for electricity exceeds the capacity of the existing transmission system. BC Hydro also says the proposed transmission system expansion supports BC Hydro's reconciliation objectives. They say they are partnering with First Nations on new approaches to infrastructure development, including an opportunity for First Nations co-ownership of the North Coast transmission line. Open houses on the topic in Northwest BC are growing on now. Now we take a look at what was said during a notable project presentation made during this week's Kitimat Council meeting. CFTK's Kale Maslin has more.
At the start of the latest District of Kitimat Council meeting that took place last night, an update on the Coastal GasLink and CedarLink projects were given in a presentation to the Council. The main presenter of the update was Tamara Trevelyan, the Community Relations Project Advisor for TC Energy, and after explaining a little bit about their project history over the past couple of years, she then talked about how the CGL project could assist in improving the environment.
As you know, liquid natural gas, or LNG, is one of the world's fastest growing major energy sources, and global demand is projected to rise significantly over the next 20 years. It's estimated natural gas exports facilitated by Coastal GasLink could reduce annual global CO2 emissions by 60 to 90 million tons, which equates to more than the total annual emissions of BC and roughly 10% of Canada's annual emissions. This provides a unique opportunity for British Columbians to help replace carbon-emitting fuels such as coal with cleaner sources of energy, contributing to the global effort to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions and reduce air pollution.
The work along the project route last year mostly entailed cleaning up the areas where construction was done and restoring the local land as best as they possibly could by implementing measures like erosion and sediment control. The next part of the plan in that project is to slowly introduce gas to the LNG Canada facility. Next up in the presentation was CedarLink, which will let Coastal GasLink deliver natural gas to Cedar LNG.
The Cedar project will consist of the CedarLink connector, the LNG Link meter station, and the Mount Bracey compressor station, and it will be constructed and operated by Coastal GasLink, which is a TC Energy subsidiary. And it's by leveraging the existing Coastal GasLink infrastructure to enable incremental additional capacity for Cedar, and then we will also continue Coastal GasLink's extraordinary legacy of creating lasting benefits.
Construction for this project is expected to begin sometime this summer, possibly even as early as June 27th, although without an indication as to when it might be completed. For CFTK-TV News, I'm Kale Maslin.
In late November of 2023, a 17-year-old Sebastian Moore was stabbed to death just outside of a residence that was located on the 3000 block of Clinton Street in Terrace. The RCMP official's statement on this death doesn't have many specific details on what happened outside of Moore being found north of the intersection with Lake Els Avenue, and there being another young person that had to go to the hospital with serious injuries. Moore's family has said that Sebastian was attempting to defend his cousin from her allegedly abused partner alongside one of his friends, which reportedly led to the individual killing Sebastian and his friends getting stabbed. But Crown Counsel has reportedly decided that the individual will not be charged, despite the family alleging that the RCMP told them that the evidence gathered will be enough to get charges laid. In response, the family is gathering public support via Change.org petition, a Facebook group, and a GoFundMe, all under the name Justice for Seb, and they also have a plan to try and get a better result in the case.
After the verdict came in that it was a self-defense situation, it kind of put us in a position of saying that we don't think that's self-defense. So we're going to contest the verdict, and we hope that we can overrule what Crown Counsel has already said, because it's not fair that we don't have a fair trial throughout this.
Up next, the Terrace Fire Department responded to a house fire late at night. Welcome back. Earlier in the week, the Terrace Fire Department had to respond to a fire late night, while they also got some help from the Thornhill Fire Department. At around 11 p.m. on this past Wednesday night, 18 firefighters made their way to the blaze that was located on the 14,500 blocks of Park Avenue, where they discovered that a boarded-up house was showing up with visible flames and heavy smokes. On the scene, fire crews applied water to the outside of the building, and after they managed to put out a large bulk of the fire, they went inside the building but did not find anyone in there at the time of the blaze. As of right now, the fire is being investigated, and its cause is currently being treated as suspicious. The Terrace RCMP recently held their first ever law enforcement touch run, an event that was held as a Special Olympics fundraiser. The RCMP said that the event was a great success as they raised $2,150. Alongside the Special Olympics athletes, Terrace community members, and local RCMP officers who attended, former Terrace Deputy Fire Chief Dave Jeffson came as a special guest and brought a torch that he used during the 2010 Vancouver Winter Olympics. At the start of next month, the Terrace Fire Department is set to once again hold an annual charity event based around a delicious breakfast. The Canada Day Firefighters Pancake Breakfast will run from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Terrace Fire Department on July 1st. Breakfast is $10 and kids under 5 eat free. Proceeds from the event will go towards the BC Professional Firefighters Band Fund, which is dedicated to giving survivor support, preventing burns, and helping BC-based recovery programs. The fundraising event was originally created when a family in Terrace needed that kind of assistance, and it was decided that the event will be held annually after its initial success. Communities gathered for the return of Seafest this past weekend, the city of Prince Rupert's signature summer festival. It was a weekend of sunshine, seafood, and celebration in Prince Rupert, making new friends and enjoying the atmosphere of community. Local leader says this is one of the key events that truly brings people together.
You know, community is not made up of houses and buildings and jobs. It's made up of the connection tissue that runs through the community. This is one of the big events that connects people. If you wander through the suburbs, the sort of outlying areas of Prince Rupert right now, through the neighborhoods, you won't find a soul. There might be a dark barking dog or something out in the neighborhood, but every single person in Prince Rupert will be down here to watch the parade and participate in the events.
Bringing together culture and coastal pride, Christopher shares what it means to be a volunteer, aside being strong and tall.
Yeah, I think the big reason is just I really love these kind of festivals. I really love when people can come together and just have fun and put on great events, and it just seems very appropriate for me to give back to my community in this way. And it's just, you know, I'm tall and fairly strong. I can lift things.
For many residents, this is more than just an event, it's tradition. From dog walks to dancing and support from community leaders, CFest 2025 delivered a one big summer spirit full of culture and togetherness. From CFest here in Prince Rupert, this is Helen Asante with CFTK-TV News. After the break, more from Prince Rupert CFest. Welcome back, and now for some more highlights from the 2025 edition of CFest. I'm here at the CFest Festival in Prince Rupert, the city's most beloved summer tradition that brings together families, project culture, and tradition. While on the surface of fun, the festival supports local businesses and tourism.
I'm set up in this spot 25 years, right? The event is very fun and a lot of people and people in Prince Rupert, they're very happy to see me. I'm doing good here every year. Doesn't matter rain or sunny, yeah.
We've been in Rupert for the past 10 years. This is my third year and it's been going good.
Non-stop action with food and music, crowds gathered to enjoy live band, watch the colorful parades roll through the town, cheers on the 3-on-3 basketball, street hockey, and the car smashing demo for charity. This festival was indeed a weekend of fun. I'm wrapping up CFest 2025 with a new friend. Meet Stuffy.
Stuffy.
Stuffy, hi Stuffy. This is Helen Asante, CFTK-TV. The Kitimat General Hospital Foundation has announced arrival and implementation of a wireless TOCO transducer in the maternity department, and that there will be more nurses available to administer them. The foundation says that 2 new registered nurses recently completed their training in maternity care, which they say means more babies will be able to be delivered safely and comfortably in Kitimat, keeping essential healthcare services closer to home. Amid frequent emergency room closures in 2023, Kitimat City Council endorsed a resolution to work with the Haisla Nation, the Kitimat Health Advocacy Group, and Northern Health Authority and local industries and agencies to develop options and the budget for attractions and retentions of new healthcare professionals. The new machine, the TOCO transducer, they say is a state-of-the-art equipment enhances patients' care by allowing for continuous non-invasive monitoring of uterine contractions. Money for the machine was raised through the Smile Cookie campaign with the local Tim Hortons, the LNG Canada, as well as the gala donations from Rio Tinto. It's been 37 years since Yvonne's life changed forever in a tragic accident back in 1987. Today, she stands as a symbol of strength, resilience, and determination. With unwavering determination, she turned tragedy into purpose, advocating for brain injury awareness and supporting fellow survivors. It was sheer determination that helped her stay focused and push through some of her toughest challenges. That same spirit drives her to advocate for brain injury awareness. She's actively involved in community outreach, donating books to local libraries and spreading hope wherever she goes. This June, as Canada marks Brain Injury Awareness Month, Yvonne says she's proud of the progress being made. She's especially encouraged by MP Garth Jones' Bill C-206, which calls for a national strategy on brain injury.
The general public has to be aware of what a brain injury is, and that it doesn't matter how a brain injury occurs. You need funding and help for the survivor, but also you need to help the survivor, because anybody, anywhere, at any time can sustain a brain injury. Maybe one day you will, and then you want the services, whatever, available now.
Her caregiver calls her an inspiration and loved by all.
She is loved everywhere she goes. She loves being home, but there's so many things she wants to be a part of in our community. It's hard to keep her home.
Yvonne stays active and sharp, playing memory games like Simon, netting, and Tai Chi to improve her balance, and diving into more books. Yvonne's dream is to travel the world someday, and she's not giving up on that either.
I like to travel on the via train.
A survivor, a fighter, and a light for others. Helen Asante, CFTK-TV News. Still to come, a police boat chase off the coast of Prince Rupert. Welcome back. The Terrace Community Foundation is up for a meaningful day on the green, bringing the community together this Sunday for its annual Scramble Golf Tournament, and this year it carries special meaning. The event is not only a chance to swing some clubs, it's a powerful reminder of how one person's dedication can shape a community. The tournament is being held in honor of the late Nam Perry. The game is more than just a friendly competition, it's a tribute.
Norm was a member of our board for a number of years and was the chair of the board when he got ill, unfortunately, and he actually passed away in 2023. And he was a huge champion of the Terrace Community Foundation, and the foundation really grew and the endowment really grew under his leadership.
With a great deal of sponsorships, proceeds from the tournament will go toward future community initiatives supported by the foundation.
Last year we raised about $20,000 for the Community Foundation, and that the majority of that went right into the endowment fund. Yeah, so it was a huge success. So we're expecting the same this year. One of the things that's different this year is that we have pretty considerable sponsorship. We've been very lucky with generous support from the community.
Registrations are still open.
Well, it starts, we have registration at 1 to 1:30, so it's obviously at the Skeena Valley Golf and Country Club. Takes a little while to get everybody registered and out on the course because it's a 2 o'clock shotgun start. And then after the golf scramble, we have up in the clubhouse, we have a silent auction and a dessert auction. And we have a wonderful dinner being prepared by Jean-Francois, the chef up at the golf course, who does an amazing job.
Though Nam has passed on, his legacy continues to bring people together. His family will be in attendance, celebrating his impact and spirit alongside community members and golf lovers. Helen Asante, CFTK-TV News. Police say a man who stole a fishing boat tried to ram an LCMP vessel and shot flares at them while being pursued in the waters of Prince Rupert earlier this week. Mountains say they arrested the 25-year-old alleged boat thief after a dangerous nighttime chase that quickly escalated as a rogue vessel evaded 2 police boats. LCMP says the chase lasted for more than an hour and ended after the man ran the stolen vessel aground. Mountains say the chase endangered everyone on the water, but no one was injured during the risky aquatic pursuit. Police say the stolen boat was recovered and towed away, while the alleged thief had not yet been charged. They say the case involved multiple agencies, including the LCMP's West Coast Marine Service, Prince Rupert's and Port Hardy, RCMP, the Canadian Coast Guard, and the Metlakatla First Nation. The District of Kitimat recently publicized an update on the Kitimat ice rink a little over a year after it caught on fire. CFTK's Kale Maslin has more on what's happening with the building.
Almost a year and a half ago, on March 17, 2024, the Kitimat ice rink was hit with quite a bit of damage by a fire that was later believed to have been caused by an electrical issue. And after spending about a year working out details with an insurance company and selecting a contractor to do the repairs, the work to make the rink usable again finally began recently. But repairs aren't the only things that will be done as part of this project.
But also included in there is a complete cleaning of the facility to ensure that there's no leftover material from the repairs, or not from the repairs, from the fire left in the facility, such as soot and ash. There's going to be a complete painting of the facility. We're replacing all the lights, the ice lights. We are also replacing all the boards and the flooring within the facility so that when people come to the facility, they'll see not a brand new arena, but a refurbished arena.
Technicon Industries was the contractor who was selected to do the repairs as well as the upgrades to the rink. They started their work on about the 1st of June, and Kitimat's Director of Leisure Services provided an update on how they are progressing to this point.
They're doing the final survey of what they need to do and starting to put things in process or in place for the first part of the repairs, which is removal of the boards and the ice boards, removal of any damaged wood, things like that from the fire, other materials, and then they will be doing a complete cleaning of the facility before they start any painting and so forth.
Ultimately, the expectation is that the rink will be open for the public to use by the 2026 fall season. For CFTK-TV News, I'm Kale Maslin.
That wraps up this week's edition of Weekend Review. Make sure to tune into our regular newscast on Monday at 5, 6, 6:30 and 11 o'clock here on TFTK-TV. Thanks for tuning in and have a good weekend.
Oh,